The surprising connection between humility and happiness. Hey, it's George from You Are So Much More. Welcome to this channel where we discuss depression, anxiety, psychology, mental health, and just all well-being. Let's use our brains, let's be happier, let's be more humble, all that sexy stuff. Now, this is the fourth video that we have done on this channel, so it's actually quite exciting. It's a very new channel, so that way don't forget to like the video, because this early on into our YouTube channel's career, we need as many likes as possible and subscribing. So let's go over very quickly some of the previous videos that I've already covered, and then we'll get to today's. So previously we have spoken about the fact that optimism versus pessimism, why being an optimist is more powerful. We've discussed, has the term racist become overused and meaningless? We've also discussed embrace your thoughts and conquer your fears. So to circle back to today, the surprising connection between humility and happiness. This one hits very close to home and is something which I have a lot of personal experience in. I have personal stories which I will share in this video. And the whole point of this, the whole point of humility, which really is just the act of being more humble, right? That's all it is. It's acknowledging your own self-worth. It's acknowledging what you already have in life. And I'm going to make the argument as to why it's so important. Humility doesn't mean that you don't strive for more. Humility just means that you're in a mental position in the first place to appreciate what you have. It starts with the absolute basics, right? And remember, the point of this is so then you can be happier. That is the end goal. That isn't me wearing my superiority hat telling you what to do. It's just I'm sharing some knowledge and wisdom of things I've thought about vigorously. And if you're here, that's the sort of thing you want. You want to either improve your life and just be happier, or you want to be challenged and think a bit like the fact that I had that has the term racist become overused and meaningless. Different type of videos, but everything's about the brain. You need to be grateful for everything you have. And before you say, I don't have much, or I've had to fight for what I have, firstly, if you've had to fight for what you have, then that's even more reason to be grateful for what you have, because you know it didn't come to you easily. And yes, there's always going to be people who have less than you. The fact that you are looking at this video, the fact that you have the money to be connected to the internet, to have either a desktop computer or a smartphone device or a tablet and connect to the internet and watching me, that itself, this interaction we're having right now is a privilege. Not everyone is connected to the internet. Not everyone can afford these devices in order to watch people share their opinion on YouTube. Not everyone can walk outside. You go and take a walk outside. Hey, your legs work. Not everyone's legs work. Maybe you live in an area that is safe to walk around outside. Not everyone has that privilege. Everything you have is something more than anyone else has. Anything that you think is bad about you is probably something other people really want. The thing is with this, right? I'm going to give my personal example, and then you're going to understand why humility is so strong, right? Why it's so important, and why if you practice the act of being humble, something I literally try to apply to myself every single day, it does result in you being happier as a person, and who doesn't want that? Happier people make better decisions, and happier people are better to those around them, right? Good energies, good vibes, or that sort of good mental health. I had a time in my life where things were not going great. I was very depressed. I was jumping between jobs. I was struggling to find employment. I didn't have a girlfriend. I didn't have a partner. And I just felt my ambitions, everything that I strived for to achieve hadn't worked out, and I was feeling horrible. So in order for me to take care of that was I looked into the future, which that itself is a good thing. Look into the future, set yourself goals, sacrifice the now for the later. In general, that's very good knowledge, and that actually did help me. The problem is that I got a little bit too good at it. I spent so many years and so much time focusing on the future with my goals and ambitions and wanting the stable employment and wanting a girlfriend and wanting the this and wanting the that by the time I achieved those things, and I did, got the job, got the girl, I got the, the happy ending, whatever. I'm married now, like everything's great. But at the start, when I started achieving these things, I came across a very unexpected problem, which completely changed how I looked at life itself, to be frank. I worked so hard and spent so much time looking at the future that when I was in the future, I kid you not, I literally didn't know how to let my brain process it and give myself the pat on the back which I freaking deserved. I got the job. I got the stable employment, I got the money, I got the girl. And I couldn't even enjoy it because the muscle memory of my brain was always focused on the future. Once I achieved the job, the girl, and keep in mind this obviously applies to anything you want in life, right? Anything, not just these two things. And I achieved these, and then I had it, and I gave myself one day. I gave myself one day to be happy. And it was a great day. It's like, oh my goodness, I felt on top of the world. I achieved what I was after. And then day 2, guess what my silly brain did? It jumped to the future. It's like, all right, you have these things. Now you need to set other goals, other tasks. And almost immediately I stopped being happy. And I hate to admit that. But I got so good at the game of self-sacrificing now for the better future that I lost the ability temporarily to enjoy the now. And when this news came across me, it shook my worldview. It shook everything because that's when I realized, and if you've never thought about this, I hope you're getting tingles in your finger because it's that important. If you don't know how to appreciate now, you don't know how the act of humility and how to be humble and be happy with what you have now, that means no matter what you achieve, you will not be happy. And that prospect is terrifying, and I experienced it. Yes, we should aim for the future. Yes, it's good to a point to sacrifice the now for the later, right? It's a thing humanity has done since the dawn of time. But don't lose yourself in the future, because the future one day becomes today. And if you don't know how to appreciate today, then that means no matter how much you achieve, you will never be happy. And that's a horrible place. So ever since then, every day I remind myself, no matter how much of a bad day it is, to appreciate what I have. So then I can focus on both my future goals and ambitions and so forth, but to focus on the now and to train myself, because it is possible to forget how to enjoy the now. Oh, it's a lot to take in. I know it is a lot, but I wish I realized this sooner, because in my head, I honestly believed once I achieved my goals, the happiness would just come. And as I said, it did for a day. I was great for a day. And then my brain literally betrayed me and then set future tasks and future things. And even though I was happy at the thought of having the job that I needed and having the girlfriend and this and that and other tasks in my life that I had set, I screwed myself over. I worked so many years towards these goals only to give myself a day of happiness. So that was ridiculous. That was a lesson learned. That's something I've always wanted to share. Down below in the comments section, if you have similar stories, please share it down below, right? So then we can inspire each other, even though I have this channel and obviously there's this fake perceived I'm above you. I don't know. I'm still a student is what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to have the false belief that I already know everything, and that's why we have this YouTube channel, and that's why I'm talking to you all, because there's nothing else to learn. Absolutely not. I want to learn every single day, and I think that's something we should all strive for. Be friends with your brain, as we discussed in my first video, embrace your thoughts and conquer your fears. Don't be scared of your brain. Get along with it and learn what you need to keep it healthy. Self-acknowledgement and being humble, I believe for a healthy, functioning brain, you need it so much. Anyways, that has been today's conversation. Again, friendly reminder, if you're new here, do subscribe as I release weekly videos covering everything. As I said, 4 videos, 4 very different videos. Sometimes it will be super serious. Other times it will be all about motivation and feeling good. And I just want to encourage you to think, and I don't mean that judgmentally, but I truly believe as a society, if we just paused and think for just a moment, we'd notice things aren't so bad, and then we'd be happier, and then we'd treat each other better, and it's just an amazing chain reaction. All right, you've been watching George from You Are So Much More. I'll see you lovely ladies and gentlemen next time. All right, bye-bye.